I want to be a champion because I want to have somewhere to live. I want to be a champion because I want to eat decent food. That's what I came to London as. Well, there's nights when I couldn't get into the gym, and I slept in a phone box. And I came back to London to say I want to change my life. I want to be able to give my son pocket money. I want to make a difference in my life. These guys just wanted to fight because I just want to be champion. No, I wanted to fight because I didn't have any money, I didn't have anywhere to live. So let's drive. My name is Darren Hamilton, or Darren Hamilton, it's my nickname. Former British light welterweight boxing champion, former Southern Area light welterweight boxing champion, former British Masters boxing champion. When I say boxing champion, I mean not just any ordinary boxing champion. I've been the greatest in respect of the most feared boxing champions of the most modern era. Couldn't get fights. My story is quite remarkable in the respect that I came to London in no intention of becoming a boxing champion or even a boxer, or as it were. I came in to become a personal trainer, and in the attempt to become a personal trainer, I came into boxing and became a boxing champion and defeated all the odds and became a boxing champion. So I'm remarkable in that respect, and I'm remarkable in the respect that I've created my own style. It's made me so effective and so awkward and so avoided, which has made me the most avoided fighter of modern era. That's me.
Okay, could you tell us a little bit how you got into the sport of boxing?
I got into the sport of boxing through the influence of Rocky. Rocky was my main influence. I started on Rocky 2. Rocky 2 made me always think I wanted to be a boxer. I wanted to be three different things. I think at the time I was watching Rocky films, Bruce Lee films, and I was watching a lot of music. I think it was Bobby Brown. So I either wanted to be a singer, a martial artist, or a boxer. So Rocky won me over, and then I wanted to be a boxer through Rocky. My uncle took me to a boxing gym at age 11. I was too young, and I waited a whole year thinking about boxing. And then when I started at 12, that was me.
Biggest things that Darren taught you?
To box, probably. I mean, when I first come in about 3 years ago, I asked Darren to do a few sessions with me, and he said, "Punch a bag. I want to see what you can do." And I couldn't really throw a punch at all. And then I think it was only about 3-4 sessions in, I learned so much. I learned to actually box. I can get in a ring, actually box someone, and actually do it well. So yeah, so I learned a lot from him.
What is your personal opinion of Darren?
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, a bit mental, a bit crazy. Sometimes he wants to do his own thing, but he's a nice guy, really nice guy.
Since you've retired, is there anything that could entice you to go back to professional boxing again?
Large sums of money. Large sums of money. Again, a misconception of boxing is the amount of money a fighter makes. The amount of money that I made was good money, but it wasn't enough to change my life. But when you fight certain fighters, you can make ridiculous amounts of money. I.e. Floyd Mayweather. For instance, a guy called Madonna fought Floyd Mayweather 2 times and is retired. You see a picture of him now. He's fat. He's in his own country. The money that he's got now, the money he made from Floyd Mayweather, the couple of millions that he made from Floyd Mayweather, yeah, is set him up for life. He never has to leave. Cool, if I made a lot of money, I would stay in shape. I'll be fat and I'll be in a hot country, drinking beer, eating burgers and shit. But yeah.
How has your life changed since retirement?
I've got no discipline. I've got no restrictions. I've got no time that I've got to be up. I've kind of like taken that for granted, really. Does that make sense? And now I've kind of like, yeah, just really just relax, just really relax. It feels like I'm on an eternal holiday. Because before, my life was very regimental. time I had to get up and stuff. But yeah, it's changed a lot. But now I'm looking for different revenues, because one thing I do miss is I miss the spotlight. So like other boxers, not like other boxers, I'm very talented. I'm talented, not just in boxing, but I'm talented within myself, acting, singing, rapping, and whatnot. So I've been pushing those other avenues as well. So I've been just trying everything else, and also personal training. So I've been doing that. So that's how my life's changed. I've been trying everything just to keep myself occupied, but it's very undisciplined.
No, Darren probably about 8 years, maybe something even longer. First time when he came to London, he stopped at Rooney's gym. That's where I met him. And since then, we just used to stay in the same gym pretty much 24/7 for quite a while. So I know him from there.
Describe your relationship with Darren.
I think it's definitely a love relationship. All the boxers really love each other, and I think he's a great person. And that's, you know, whenever you see him just smiling, that's it. That's the reality of it.
Has Darren inspired you to do anything?
Always. He was pushing me, I was pushing him. We used to push each other all the time at the gym, because we used to train at the same gym. So he was definitely inspiring me of his hard work and, you know, never giving up. His positivity, that's another thing. Always he's infecting it to everyone else, which is I think is amazing.
Describe your relationship with boxing. You say that you're still a personal trainer, so it's a big part of your life still.
Yeah. The only relationship I have with boxing at the moment now is I got a friend who's a boxer, and he likes me to be around him to show him certain things. Piola Kudus, I around him all the time. I don't really attend boxing matches. I always try and refuse going to boxing. I don't think boxing is what it claims to be. So I don't want to have anything to do with boxing. I try to be a boxing trainer to train real fighters. I don't have nothing to do with boxers. I think the boxing trainers, boxing managers, they're all full of shit. I don't like, you know, I'm not got anything to do with boxing. But to use the reputation of what I've earned during boxing to make myself money, I'm all about boxing. But apart from that, boxing can go and do whatever they need to do to get away from me.
Now that you have retired, do you feel like there's a void in your life? Like maybe, you know, you missed that kind of competition side of it?
I think every fighter does. I think every fighter thinks, yeah, maybe, you know, that one thing that they could have achieved, that one thing that they could have grabbed. Always do that. I always think to myself, well, I could have got that, could have got this. But I've just got to look at the reality of it. I've just got to look at the reality of it. And when I make my autobiography, a lot of people are going to be upset, but I'm going to talk the truth. I'm going to say who wanted to fight me, who didn't want to fight me. And at the time when I retired, there was no one in the division that wanted to fight me. So it has to be said. So that makes people realise that I wouldn't have been able to achieve the things I wanted to achieve. The only way I'd have been able to achieve it is maybe acted like I was weak, or acted like, or lost a fight intentionally, just so that people could take the bait. Shouldn't have to do that anyway, should you? Not in a sport like boxing where people want to punch each other in the face.
When exactly did you decide to retire and why?
I decided to retire. I think it was my last fight. I think it was last year. I had a last fight in Bristol, and I was made promises. I said about the financial situation. I said I need a lot more money for my fights. So remember when you're earning good money for British title fights, yeah, you can't then go back to earning money what you earn on small hall shows, yeah. So I got promised a certain amount of money, and I didn't get the money. So when I didn't get the money, I said I can't do this. I might as well just go out to personal training. Personal trainers make good money, so that's what made me retire. You know, the amount of money that I was getting, and I couldn't afford to do it anymore. The love's there, the passion was there, even though the sport's corrupt. But yeah, just couldn't afford to do it anymore.
Do you keep in contact with anyone from your boxing history?
That's a really good question. And I'll show you how shit boxing actually is. You get promised so many dreams. You get promised father positions. So the person who trains you will say, "Oh, come on, man, you're like my son. You pay me, yeah." And you're hyping that person up. That when you stop fighting again, that person will never call you again. The only person in boxing who contacts me is Spencer Fearon. Spencer Fearon, if you look into my story and everything, Spencer Fearon was more like a father figure, more like a brother figure. How can you be a father and a brother figure at the same time? Father figure, brother figure, spiritual figure, every kind of figure you could be in my life. And we had an amazing relationship. And now after boxing, we still have a relationship. But yeah, it's all a bag of bullshit. It's all a bag of shit. All these trying to acting like you're nice to, even the way how Eddie Hearn, who was my promoter, who I thought was my promoter, treats his fighters like there's some kind of relationship. There's no relationship. The only relationship is the relationship between you and your money. That's all it's about. It's all about the pounds. But yeah, I've only got one person through boxing now who I saw contacting, that's named Spencer Fearon.